All right, so welcome to another deep dive. You sent us a bunch of material on Infibeam Avenues Ltd's latest financial performance,
Hmm.
and we're here to help you make sense of it all
Yeah.
and find the real story.
Yeah, definitely.
So you ready to see what's got me so excited?
Always.
Okay, so Infibeam isn't just about digital payments anymore, right? They're diving headfirst into business productivity software
Wow.
with Redefined.
Okay.
And their AI company is landing some pretty major contracts
Nice.
with like hospitals and gas stations.
Oh,
We're talking $1 million deal here
really?
to bring video AI
Huh.
to the healthcare and energy sectors, which, I mean, it's
I
pretty
cer-
wild, right?
it certainly suggests that they're thinking big.
Yeah.
And we've got a great mix of sources here to really unpack this.
Yeah.
We've got the press release, which is designed to paint a rosy picture,
Well, of course.
as they always are.
Okay.
Then we've got the official financial statements, the nitty-gritty
Oh,
details,
yeah.
and even an investor presentation, which gives us a glimpse into their future ambitions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, yeah, good stuff.
So I guess our mission today is threefold, right?
Okay.
First,
Yeah.
we really need to cut through the hype and figure out how Infibeam is really doing based on these financials, right?
Mm-hmm.
Second, I think we need to understand where they're trying to go with these new ventures beyond just payments.
Sure.
And finally, most importantly for you, Ryder,
Yeah.
we need to figure out what all of this means for you.
Mm-hmm.
What should you be paying attention to as Infibeam rolls out its grand plan?
I think that's the most important part.
Yeah.
Making it relevant to the listener.
Absolutely.
So, let's start with the foundation, their overall performance this quarter.
Okay, sounds good.
How did they do?
Well, the press release is shouting from the rooftops about record-breaking numbers.
Okay.
They're boasting that they crossed INR 10 billion in gross revenue for the first time ever.
Wow.
That's a 29% jump year over year. But I'm sure you're going to tell me to look beyond the headlines here.
Oh, of course. Press releases are all about highlighting the positives.
Right.
What we need to do is dig into the why behind these numbers.
Yeah.
Is this growth sustainable?
Right.
Let's look at the financial statements to get the real story.
Okay, so the financials do seem to back up the excitement.
Okay.
Their bread and butter, the Seek Avenue payment platform, is definitely riding the wave of India's digital payments explosion.
Mm-hmm.
Their transaction processing value, or TPV,
Yeah.
which is, for those who don't know, the total value of all the payments that process,
Right.
is up 14% year over year.
Okay.
And get this, their take rate,
Mm-hmm.
which is essentially how much they earn per transaction,
Right.
jumped a whopping 21%.
That's a crucial detail.
Really?
It tells us that they're not just processing more payments,
Right.
they're also becoming more efficient
Okay.
and squeezing more profit out of each transaction.
Okay.
So that increased take rate
Yeah.
is a strong indicator of their pricing power
Mm.
and competitive advantage in the market.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
And they're not just resting on their laurels.
Okay.
They're actively forging partnerships to really solidify their position.
Mm.
The press release mentions collaborations with BHM,
Okay.
which, for our listeners who might not know,
Yeah.
it's a government-backed payments app
Right.
that has a huge user base across India,
Mm-hmm.
as well as fintech startups
Okay.
like
Fine.
Shopsy and Loyalty Rewards.
Interesting. So
Yeah.
what do you think? What's the strategy there?
I mean, it seems like a clear indication of their strategy to really integrate themselves into every corner of India's digital economy, right?
Mm-hmm.
The BHM partnership gives them access to a massive pool of potential customers,
Yeah.
while the fintech collaborations allow them to offer a wider range of services,
Right.
like buy now, pay later options and loyalty programs,
Yeah.
which, cater to the evolving needs of
Yeah.
Indian consumers.
Definitely. Yeah.
Now, buckle up, because this is where things get really interesting.
Yep.
Let's talk about their acquisition of Rediff.com.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, it's clear they're using this to launch themselves beyond the world of just payments.
Okay, so this is a major strategic pivot for them.
Yeah.
They're integrating their existing payments platform, Rediff Pay, into the Rediff.com website,
Right.
aiming to capture a piece of their massive user base.
Yeah.
We're talking about 70 million registered email users.
Wow.
They're even talking about creating a financial services aggregator,
Okay.
offering things like loans and insurance, all within the Rediff platform.
Wow. So they're essentially trying to turn an email platform, which hasn't been the, coolest kid on the block for a while
Yeah.
into a one-stop shop for all things digital,
Right.
like a financial super app.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
We're seeing this trend globally.
Mm-hmm.
The lines between different digital services are blurring. Companies want to create these ecosystems where users can manage their finances,
Right.
shop, and access various services all in one place.
All in one place.
Yeah.
But is that a realistic goal for Rediff.com? I mean, can they really pull off this transformation
Right.
and compete with the established players in the super app space?
It's a gamble, for sure.
Yeah.
They're banking on the familiarity and trust that the Rediff brand still holds,
Right.
especially among an older demographic
Right.
that might be hesitant to adopt some of these newer fintech apps.
Mm-hmm.
But they are up against stiff competition.
Yeah.
And success is far from guaranteed.
Okay, so let's switch gears and talk about something that's really captured my imagination.
Okay.
Their wholly owned AI company, Frenetic AI.
Interesting.
They're not just dabbling in AI, they're landing some serious contracts
Oh, wow.
and generating real revenue here.
That's what makes it so fascinating.
Yeah.
They've secured these million-dollar deals
Yeah.
with both hospitals and gas stations to implement their video AI solutions.
Right.
This tells us they're not just developing cool technology.
Wow. Right.
They're solving real-world problems
Yeah.
for businesses in these diverse industries.
So it looks like they have even bigger ambitions, right?
Okay.
The investor presentation lays out some truly futuristic plans.
Like what?
They're talking about developing a human-computer interface
Wow.
and using AI to create, like, virtual coaches for athletes.
That's ambitious.
Yeah.
So they're clearly positioning themselves at the cutting edge of AI innovation.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a fiercely competitive field.
Right.
It requires significant investment and expertise to stay ahead of the curve.
Right. Absolutely.
The big question is,
Yeah.
can they maintain this momentum
Right.
and deliver on this ambitious roadmap?
All right. So to recap, they're dominating payments in India,
Mm-hmm.
making a daring leap into the world of super apps.
Yeah.
And pushing the boundaries of AI. What's next? Are they planning to colonize Mars?
Well, they are setting their sights beyond India.
Yeah.
Their UAE subsidiary is raising capital,
Mm-hmm.
and they're planning to re-enter the Saudi Arabian market.
Okay, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Their strong performance in India gives them a solid foundation for international expansion.
It does.
But going global comes with its own unique
Mm.
set of challenges. Right?
Absolutely.
What do you think?
They'll face different regulations, different cultural nuances,
Right.
and established competitors in each new market.
Yeah, for sure.
It'll be interesting to see how they adapt their strategies
Mhm.
and their business models to succeed on a global stage.
All right, time for a reality check, I think.
Okay.
Let's dive into these financial statements and
Yes.
see if their financial health actually matches their ambitious plans.
That's a crucial point.
Yeah.
Ambitious plans are only as good as the financial muscle to back them up.
Mm-hmm.
So let's take a closer look at their balance sheet and cash flow statement.
Right. Okay, I see a lot of numbers here.
Yeah,
I'm not a financial expert, though.
right.
Can you translate this into plain English for me?
Sure.
And tell me what story these numbers are telling.
So the story, at least for now, is one of financial stability.
Okay.
They have a healthy cash position, and their debt levels seem manageable.
Okay.
But we need to remember that their investments in Rediff.com
Yeah.
and their AI ventures will require significant capital.
Okay, so they've set some pretty aggressive targets for FY25,
Okay.
projecting significant growth in revenue,
Mm-hmm.
profit after tax, PAT,
Yeah.
and earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization, EBITDA.
Okay.
I mean, are they being overly optimistic here?
That's the million-dollar question.
Yeah.
Their performance in the coming quarters will be critical
Yeah.
in determining if those revenue streams from
Mhm.
Rediff.com and Frenetic.ai actually materialize.
Wow, that's a lot to process.
It is.
They're juggling so many ambitious projects, it's hard to keep up.
It certainly highlights the dynamic nature of a company that's constantly evolving and pushing boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's try to distill all of this information down to the key takeaways for our listener.
Okay, sounds good.
So, key takeaways.
Oh.
Let's try to break this down
Yeah.
to those key takeaways for our listeners.
Okay, so takeaway number one, right?
Yeah.
Infibeam's core payments business, it's doing exceptionally well.
Mm-hmm.
They're riding that wave of India's digital payments boom.
Yeah.
And they're not just seeing that top-line growth, their profitability is increasing as well.
That's right.
Right.
And the fact that their take rate is increasing is a really, really positive sign.
Yeah.
It suggests that they have pricing power in the market and that
Mhm.
they're becoming more efficient at managing their costs.
Right.
So this strong foundation is going to be really critical as they pursue these more ambitious ventures.
Exactly. And that leads us to takeaway number 2.
Okay.
They're making some pretty bold bets beyond payments, especially with this Rediff.com acquisition.
Mm-hmm.
It's a risky move,
It is.
but it has the potential to be a game changer, right?
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
they can successfully transform Rediff
Yeah.
into a major player in the digital
The
space.
super app strategy.
Yeah.
It's definitely a hot trend right now.
Yeah,
But it's also a really crowded market
Yeah.
with a lot of established players.
for sure.
So the key for Infibeam will
Yeah.
be to leverage that existing Rediff brand
Yeah.
and user base to create a truly compelling and differentiated offering.
And takeaway number 3,
Yeah.
which I'm personally really excited about,
Yeah.
is that their AI company,
Mm-hmm.
Phronetic.ai,
Yeah.
it's not just a side project.
Right.
They're securing those major contracts
Yeah.
and proving that they can apply AI to solve real-world problems for businesses.
Those million-dollar contracts are a clear validation of their technology and
Right.
business model.
So it'll be fascinating to see if they can kind of maintain this momentum and expand into those new industries as
Mhm.
they've outlined in the investor presentation.
Yeah, definitely.
And this brings us back to our third and final mission, right?
Yeah.
What does all of this mean for you?
Right.
What are the key things you should be watching for
Mhm.
as this story unfolds?
Well, Infibeam's at a pivotal moment in their journey.
Yeah,
They've established themselves as a leader in digital payments,
right.
but their future success hinges on the success of these new ventures into uncharted territory.
So what are the key signals then
Mm.
that will tell us whether they're on the right track?
Well, I think there are 3 things to keep a close eye on.
Okay.
First, watch how the integration of Rediff Pay into the Rediff.com platform plays out.
Okay.
Are they attracting new users to Rediff Pay?
Right.
Is it driving the kind of revenue growth that they're projecting?
Because as we discussed, their entire super app strategy
Hmm.
hinges on their ability to convert those 70 million Rediff users
Mm.
into active participants in their financial services ecosystem.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The second thing to watch is the performance of Frenetic AI.
Okay.
Can they continue to secure those high-value contracts?
Right.
Are they successfully expanding into new verticals as they plan?
You're right. Early success in AI is promising,
Yeah.
but building a sustainable and scalable AI business,
Mhm.
it's a whole different challenge.
It is.
So they'll need to demonstrate that they can stay ahead of the curve
Yeah.
in this rapidly evolving technological landscape.
And finally, pay close attention to their international expansion efforts.
Okay.
Are they gaining traction in those new markets?
Yeah.
Are they able to navigate the regulatory and cultural complexities
Okay.
of expanding globally?
That's a great point. International expansion, it can be a powerful growth engine,
You can.
but it can also be a major drain on resources
Yeah.
if it's not managed effectively.
Absolutely.
So they'll need to prove that they can replicate their success in India
Mm-hmm.
in these new and unfamiliar markets.
Exactly. Keep those three areas in mind
Okay.
as you follow Infibeam's journey.
This has been a truly fascinating deep dive.
It has.
It's amazing to see a company like Infibeam pushing boundaries and innovating in so many different areas.
Yeah.
But as you've highlighted,
Mm-hmm.
there are also some significant risks and challenges ahead.
That's the reality of business.
Yeah.
Especially in the fast-paced world of technology.
Right.
It's all about balancing ambition with careful execution.
So should we add Infibeam avenues to our watch list?
I think they're definitely worth keeping an eye on. You know,
Yeah.
they're at a crossroads. They've proven
Yeah.
themselves in the payments arena,
Right.
but their future hinges on these ambitious ventures into new territory.
Yeah.
It's like they're juggling multiple high-flying acts at the same time.
It's a compelling analogy.
Yeah.
And the question is, can they keep all those balls in the air?
Right.
The next few quarters will be telling, I think.
It will.
We'll see if they can truly achieve their vision of becoming this all-encompassing digital powerhouse they're they're aiming for.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is a fascinating story and one that we'll definitely be following closely.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we've gained a much deeper understanding of Infibeam Avenues,
Yeah.
their ambitions, and the potential risks and rewards they face.
That's the power of a deep dive, isn't it?
Yeah.
We go beyond just the headlines and the surface level data to uncover the real story behind this company.
Exactly. And now, equipped with this knowledge,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we can make more informed decisions, right?
Right,
Whether
yeah.
it's about potential investments or
Yeah.
or simply understanding this evolving landscape of the digital economy.
Precisely. And remember, this is just the beginning.
Yep.
The story of Infibeam Avenues is still being written. The decisions they make in the coming months and years will determine whether they achieve these ambitious goals or stumble along the way.
So for anyone listening out there,
Yeah.
I encourage you to stay curious,
Yeah,
keep an eye on Infibeam's progress.
definitely.
Watch for those key signals that we discuss, and continue to learn and explore this ever-changing world of business and technology.
It's been a real pleasure joining you for this deep dive.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Always remember, knowledge is power.
It definitely is. And that's a wrap on another episode of The Deep Dive.
Great.
Thanks for joining us. If you enjoy this exploration of Infibeam Avenues, be sure to check out the source materials yourself.
Yeah,
And let us know if you have any questions.
definitely.
Until next time, keep learning and keep exploring.